The quiet hours of a late evening, when the house is finally still, a heavy realization settles into your bones. You have spent the last 20, 30, perhaps 40 years being exactly what they told you a man should be. You were the rock. You were the one who didn't complain when the hours got long or the pressure became unbearable. You carried the mortgage, the tuition, the expectations, and the emotional weight of an entire family on your shoulders without ever asking for a thank you. You played the game by the old rules, the ones that promised that if you sacrificed yourself at the altar of utility, you would be rewarded with respect and peace in your later years. But as you look around the room today, you realize the rules were changed while you were busy working. You aren't being honored as the patriarch. You are being handled like a piece of old furniture. You have become the invisible provider. And today, the architect extracts the cold truth of how your lifelong goodness turned into a life sentence of irrelevance. The first error in your architecture was the belief that your silence was your strength. To you, not complaining was a badge of honor. You thought that by absorbing the stress of the world and never letting it touched your family, you were protecting them. But in reality, you were training them to ignore your humanity. When the foundation is perfect, nobody ever looks at it. They only admire the paint on the walls and the furniture in the rooms. By being 100% reliable and 100% silent, you became a background element of their reality. They don't see the man, they see the resource. They don't see the sacrifice, they see the service. You have become like the oxygen in the room, essential for their survival, but completely unnoticed until it starts to run out. This leads us to the loyalty tax. In your professional life, you have reached the age where your wisdom should be your greatest asset. Yet you feel the cold wind of the new economy blowing through your office. You see younger, louder, less capable people moving past you because they know how to signal value while you only know how to work. You stayed loyal to a company that sees your decades of experience not as a treasure, but as a line item on a budget that needs to be cut. You are paying a tax for your own stability because you aren't a flight risk, because you are steady, and because you are a good man. They know they can give the raises and the attention to the squeaky wheels while you continue to grind in the shadows. Your loyalty hasn't bought you security, it has bought you a target on your back. The system is designed to exploit the steady man, and you have been the steadiest of them all. At home, the empty chair phenomenon has taken root. You are physically present at the dinner table, but you are not in the conversation. Your children look at their phones. Your partner discusses the day with everyone but you, and your opinions are treated like relics from a bygone era. You are the safe choice. You are the one who will always be there. So there is no urgency to engage with you. There is no mystery, no tension, and no edge left in your persona. You have sanded yourself down so much to be agreeable for your family that there is nothing left for them to grab onto. You suppressed your anger to be gentle. You suppressed your ambition to be stable. And you suppressed your voice to be supportive. Now, you are a hollow shell of the man you were meant to be, and the people you did it for are bored by your presence. The architect's extraction reveals that you are suffering from delayed betrayal. You did everything right, and yet the outcome is wrong. You feel a simmering resentment that you aren't allowed to express because good men don't get angry. But that resentment is the only thing left that is truly yours. It is the signal that your soul is tired of being a sidewalk for others to walk on. You have become a stranger to yourself because you spent 40 years looking at the blueprints of what everyone else needed from you, and you never once looked at the blueprint of what you needed for yourself. You are the builder who forgot to build a room for himself in his own mansion. How does a man of your age and experience reclaim his territory? It starts with the abolition of the safety net. You must stop being the guaranteed resource. The reason they don't see you is because they don't have to. The moment you introduce a variable into their lives, the moment you stop being 100% predictable, is the moment you become visible again. This is not about being cruel. It is about being scarce. Value is determined by scarcity, and you have made yourself the most abundant, cheapest resource in their lives. You must begin to redirect the stream of provision back toward your own growth, your own health, and your own forgotten ambitions. You must introduce cognitive friction into your interactions. Stop agreeing for the sake of peace. Peace without respect is just a slow-motion surrender. If you have an opinion that is unpopular, speak it. If you have a boundary that has been crossed, enforce it. The discomfort you cause is the proof of your existence. Let the room be cold for a moment. Let them wonder why the safe man is suddenly standing his ground. That wonder is the first step toward reclaiming your status. You must move from being a service to being an authority. Remember, the Archon does not retire from his power. He refines it. Your goodness was never meant to be a weakness. It was meant to be the iron core of a powerful man. But iron without an edge is just a paperweight. It is time to sharpen the edge. It is time to look into the mirror and see the architect, not the servant. You have spent your life building empires for others, your boss, your spouse, your children. Today, you start the construction of your own. Redirect your loyalty from those who take it for granted and give it back to the one person who has been waiting for it for decades, yourself. The era of the invisible provider ends now. You are not a relic. You are a monument. You are not a ghost. You are the master of the house. Step out of the shadows of your own sacrifice and stand in the light of your own authority. The world may have forgotten who is holding it up, but it's time you reminded them. The blueprint is in your hands. The extraction is over. Now go rebuild your throne, architect level.